Basketball fans, what is up? And welcome to another episode of the All Basketball Podcast. It's your host, Maurice Dixon, just here by himself for another volume of Just My Thoughts. And first off, Happy New Year to everybody who'll be watching this 2026. Wow. The year just turned over. January 1st, I'm coming to you. And yeah, so that means we're talking about a little bit of everything on this episode, but start with the NBA. Wow, we're almost 40 games in, so almost to the halfway point, and I've been surprised. Didn't check out the preview edition. Came together with James and Cornelius on. Check that out on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts, and been somewhat surprised by some squads. Detroit didn't see them being number one in the East at the moment. 25-9. Kay Cunningham is putting in that work. And as I wrote on my NBA preview for at the site covering the game about how teams adjusted Detroit this season, knowing that they were good last year. What would the adjustment be? But they seemed to handle that fine during the regular season. Number one in the East. We'll see if they'd be able to hold on to it. The Knicks, who eliminated them last year in the playoffs, tough series, right on their tails. But yeah, Mr. Cunningham is putting in that work, playing very well. Should be an all-star starter in the East. I'm also surprised by Boston. They could still slip. A lot of things could still change, and with more than 40 games left, but they're a lot higher than what I thought they would be at this point in the season, with the loss of Tatum and so many roster changes. Porzingis, Holiday traded, Al Horford gone, but Jaylen Brown's keeping them afloat. Wasn't really sure where the Raptors were going to be, but the notorious BI3, he stepped up, joined Scotty Barnes and RJ Barrett, and the Raptors have resurged. They're currently fourth in the East, so Orlando's about where I thought they'd be a little better off, but had some injuries, guys getting back in the lineup with Banchero and Franz Wagner, and the addition of Bane, he's been stepping up, and so yeah, we'll see if the Magic can continue to climb in the right direction. Wrong about Philly. They're currently, I think, 4 games over 500. They just won tonight, so but doing a little better than what I thought. But they just have to get what they can get with Embiid. It's just on the verge of being damaged because just really can't post up. Selling for a lot of J's. But that big win they had against Memphis a few nights ago, played well, didn't shoot very well, but hit some big shots, set jumpers on pick and pop plays around the free throw line, and Edgecombe, who I like coming in as a rookie, very athletic, hit the pretty much game-winning 3 when he knocked it down from top of the key on that like screen and slip. Him and Maxey perfected, getting him that clean look. Memphis job was late rotating, and Edgecombe buried it, like an experienced player, but just a rookie, first team all rookie, stuff like that. But the way Cooper Flagg's been playing lately, I don't think he's gonna be able to get rookie of the year. Disappointed to see what Cleveland is at the moment. They did go to San Antonio and win recently, but guys are out like Strus, Garland's toe. We'll see if that's okay. Seems to be better now. Evan Mobley got back in the lineup, but you just hear they continue to be soft, and gave up that big lead on Christmas Day to the Knicks in New York. And started off last year 15-0, but just a few games above 500 at the moment. So I'm kind of disappointed in where they are and surprised at the moment. But maybe they get a guy or two back, figure some things out to move up in the standings. Also surprised to see the Hawks dip back. You got all that dip back below 500. They had currently lost 7 straight. They had lost 7 straight before winning, catching Minnesota slipping the other night. Talking about whether it's Trae Young. We'll see if it happens. I mean, Trae Young is one of those players. Can't do much for you on defensively. Gets assists, but maybe doesn't move out the ball when he doesn't have it. Takes some bad shots sometimes, but are they ready to let Jalen Johnson take over and be that guy? Maybe. He's proven to be healthy so far, so that's a good thing. They missed with that pick on Ricochet. Seems like Castle so far is the guy from that draft, and probably should have took him, but they're expecting to be a little better off right now. They started off well, but Porzingis has that POTS disease, just proven to be a bad gamble right there. So we'll see if they decide to make some big changes. We'll see if they want to make a move for Giannis. Milwaukee's down. That team, they're not even playing eligible right now. Giannis putting up his usual numbers, but it's just not good enough. The team around him just isn't good enough. Ryan Rollins had a good start, but just kind of tapered off. Yeah, they got Miles Turner and some of the same guys, but team just isn't. It's proven to not be very good. And then Giannis got hurt, so but we'll see if some shakeups coming there. If he said nothing about wanting to be traded. I mean, the stories have been out there, the rumors out there, but who knows? Out west, Oklahoma City came out like a juggernaut, like they lost the finals last year, honestly, but they won it. Or maybe they took some motivation. People thinking that Indiana had a chance to beat them if Halliburton hadn't got hurt, but I mean, they came out on fire. I mean, double-digit winning streak, and there was all this talk about them winning 80 games. I mean, some people in the media, podcasters, got to stop overreacting. I mean, maybe they hit 73, maybe they hit 70, but I mean, teams are going to adjust. I mean, this 82-game schedule is a grind, and at this time of in this era of the NBA is, I mean, there's a calf strain epidemic just going around. So it's just jumping from team to team, like COVID-19 was jumping from human to human, or kids at the daycare, just once the virus, they produce that virus, it just jumps around and they bring it home to the parents. So saying something like that is I thought was just full of a bunch of hyperbole, overreaction. I mean, come on, but hey, I guess clicks is the name of the game, views and likes, so people going to do that. But and then now, I mean, they have to worry about whether they can beat the Spurs. I mean, the Spurs have beat them 3-0, beat them without Wembanyama really playing, him on a minute restriction. Castle, Fox, and Dylan Harper, the rookie, just giving them problems. Johnson off the bench, just having big games. One night is him, Devin Vassell. So they just proved to be a bad matchup. And if you look back at the NBA history, every team has had a bad matchup at some point. You go back to LeBron when he was with Cleveland that first time. Orlando had beat them 3 out of 4 times during the regular season, and they had to be in their heads. And then it proved to be true in the series. The Magic went to the finals in 09 when they had those puppets just promoting Kobe and Bron meeting in the finals, and the Cavs couldn't get there because Orlando with Dwight Howard, Turkoglu, Nelson, who was Rashard Lewis, just too much of a matchup, size issues, and nobody to stop Howard from controlling the boards, the paint, and dominating down low. So just a bad matchup. I mean, you can look back to even when sometimes maybe the Jazz in the 90s should have, or the Rockets should have made back to the finals, but Seattle got in their way. Or I mean, even the Bulls, Michael Jordan is on record for saying in the stats and the win-loss record proved it with Houston. He was just one team. He just that. He said something about that team. We just can't get them. We just don't match up well. And that reason was Hakeem Olajuwon was just so much of a problem. But I mean, conferences were pretty equal then. You had to really battle your way out, and the Bulls had to go through certain people and certain teams, and so did the Rockets. And they just, certain years, whether it was Phoenix or Seattle in '96, they just a bad matchup. And that's what the Thunder are facing. One more matchup that's probably not going to turn around, turn much in their favor. And even SGA made a good point that you can't really argue. A team beats you 3 times. You can't really make an argument that you're better than them. So their best case is probably hope that Denver takes them out or somebody else takes them out. If it comes to that in the playoffs. But in San Antonio, I mean, they haven't been there since 2019. They've really been a surprise. So, and Wembanyama has to stay healthy. He had a slight hyperextension the other night, but they're saying he's going to be fine. I don't know if he'll play the next game, but tall guy, nothing we've ever seen, but history has shown those guys. You have to be really blessed with health because a lot of those guys just don't stay healthy. And just somebody fall into your legs or a misstep and you got a hyperextension, or he already had a calf strain. So you just got to hope, stay healthy. And they don't have, people just can't forget, and I always refer to what Chris Vernon says on the Mismatch podcast. NBA's proven you have to take your lumps. You're gonna, you can be a up and coming team and record 60 wins, but when you get to the playoffs, things change. Matchups become a problem. Coaching strategies. Your certain guys move up on that whiteboard, and we're gonna see how you adjust. And Spurs haven't even seen that. Now, De'Aaron Fox has some playoff experience. They went to 7 a few years ago with the Warriors. Lost at home. He played a good series, but the rest of those guys, they're inexperienced. And as great as Wembanyama is, I mean, changing the dimensions of the floor, pretty much negating all layups in the lane for most part. Because he's just so long. I mean, but you get to the playoffs, it's a different story. But Spurs have been an early bright spot, and very, very surprising to myself to be second in the West at the moment. Denver's about right where they should be. Houston as well, but they have surprised me. The Lakers, surprised by Phoenix. I thought they would really fall off with Durant moving on and just changing their team so much. But I mean, Booker's leading the way. You got what's his name? Dylan Brooks, being a big time goon, always messing with LeBron or somebody. And playing well, Gillespie from Villanova, hitting clutch shots early on, playing well off the bench. So you got some surprises. The Lakers are right there in the mix. Pretty much the talk is defense just bad. I mean, Luka's out there not even giving effort. Coach Reddick called him out. LeBron just turned 41, so how much can you expect? And I mean, age is. I hear the age is really showing. Haven't really seen him in action like that, but the age is really showing. It showed against Detroit the other night. And Austin Reeves calf strain. So, how will they fare? And Luka's continually complaining and getting buckets, but he's complaining a lot. So it's just the LA drama. I mean, that LA drama. And I am surprised by the Clippers. I mean, opening night they got thrashed in Utah. Everybody just said, okay, it's first game of the season, but it proved to be prophetic into what was going to happen to them. And they just, I mean, right now they're in the 13th spot, 3 spots down from the play-in. But crazy thing is, they're the hottest team in the league with 5 straight wins, 5-5. I mean, yeah, everybody goes on a win streak. They still do have Kawhi and Harden. So 2 great players. Devin Forrest, Harden in the regular season. But I expect them to be middle of the pack. I mean, they made some moves to bring in size and a good veteran guys, but they just really bombed out. I mean, brought in Chris Paul for the retirement tour, had to send him away. People felt like that was wrong. I mean, bad look on the organization. I can understand that, but hey, man, you're over 40. You come in here. You already played with Harden. Things didn't end well in Houston, but now this team, the old team, decides to bring you back. Just stick it out for the ride, man. Enjoy the ride for the last time, man. I mean, now he's sitting at home, and I think the time is approaching where they can trade him or officially release him. But I mean, you got no temperature of the room. I mean, you come in there trying to make changes. They say he made a defensive adjustment that Van Gundy didn't call for, and the fact that him and Tyronn Lue hadn't spoken in a while, so they're just like, hey man, we just gonna let you go, man. We try to give you the tour, but you want to come in and irk nerves or try to be Chris Paul and overbearing and just being that just being who you were in the league. I mean, kind of, and it's kind of known you kind of hard on guys and really pushing them verbally and maybe talking out of turn to some guys, but at some point, at this point, older team, man, you've helped younger teams and helped SGA out a lot in OKC and helped the Spurs. Maybe some of their guys get better last year, but veteran team, man, just chill. Let them work it out. Let the coaches figure that out. But I kind of wonder if with Portland at 10th and Memphis at 9th, you got Golden State at 8th. old, but being about where I thought they would be. Utah playing hard, making you win. They got Keontae George. I'm kind of noticing him. If you didn't see that Walter Clayton Jr. dunk on Derek White, um, find that on social media on YouTube. It was a nice dunk. Rose up on him. But I didn't think Dallas and the Clippers would be that bad, but they're right behind them. But Anthony Davis just went down with a throwing issue, so now it's just Flag trying to get buckets. Lively's out for the season. We'll see if Kyrie still comes back. But it seems like that's still a month or so away. I'm just curious. I mean, if the Clippers can make a run for the play-in, I mean, only 3 games separate them in Portland for the 10th spot, and 4 with Memphis. And those teams aren't going to be consistent. But with Harden, Kawhi, do they have enough pride to make a push? A lot of season left. They're 11-21 at the moment, so that's 32 games. Let's see if they can put something together. I don't know how easy or hard the schedule is. I know it's not the hardest. I know Sacramento has a hard schedule, and they're 8 wins at the moment. They're just going to keep losing. So I'm curious to see if the Clippers have a chance to get in the play-in mix with so much time left. But just a horrendous start that I definitely wasn't expecting to see. But that's kind of how the league is playing out at the moment. And I recently, for the first time in a while, did my voting on NBA.com for All-Star starters. Hadn't done this in a while. Leave it up to the kids and the fans of certain teams. I kind of know who's going to get in there, but I went ahead and did it. And for the East, I got Jalen Brunson, Jaylen Brown, Kay Cunningham, who I mentioned earlier, Tyrese Maxey, and Brandon Ingram, the notorious BI3. Y'all ever catch those games? The announcer just started saying that. It's pretty funny to hear, but and what played into my voting process was a little bit of record, a little bit of who I kind of like to watch, and or just somebody doing really well and getting their team where I didn't expect them to go. I mean, I had to give Brunson the credit for the Knicks are second in the East. He's averaging almost 30. Jaylen Brown, in the absence of Tatum, has that team third. So, and he's the Finals MVP. And they had a rough start. They went on a little run, and so I was like, yeah, Brown gets my vote to start. Cunningham, no doubt. The Pistons, first in the East. I mean, I find him as a nice watch. I mean, he's really proven why he was the best player in his draft. Maxey, with all the the whole injury situation around Paul George and Embiid, Maxey's averaging almost 30. Got those guys above 500. Much better than they were last year. Last year just went terrible. And then Ingram, I didn't know where Toronto was going to go. He came in there beside Barnes and Barrett and the rest of the squad. And what are they sitting at fourth? So I had to reward him a little. I like Banchero, but he was hurt, and they're a little below where I thought, because they definitely would get my vote. Fan of Donovan Mitchell as well too. But Cavs are a little disappointing right now, so couldn't give him the starting nod. And Jalen Johnson's been putting up some numbers with the Hawks, but that recent slide, I was like, nah, sorry, you can't get my All-Star vote to be a starter. And Giannis has been out too, but putting up numbers, but they 6 games below 500. So I mean, I know he's probably gonna be a starter, but couldn't get my vote. Out west, I have Anthony Edwards, Nikola Jokic, Mr. Jamal Murray, Victor Wembanyama, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Now, yeah, you didn't hear Luka. Saw he's averaging 33. I mean, Lakers have a good record, but when with Ant-Man's my guy. I like watching Ant-Man play. I mean, he's electric, something special. Just very entertaining. Doesn't do all the foul hunting. Doesn't complain to the officials about a foul all the time. Plays every game. So I had to give a nod to Ant-Man. Jokic, I mean, what do you have, a 50, 60-point triple-double recently? Even though he just got hurt with that hyperextended knee. I'm probably going to be out about a month. But putting up crazy numbers, so had to go with Jokic. Murray, I mean, had some good games. See if he can keep them afloat around that out of that play-in area. Have one of his best years. Been one of the best players to not make an All-Star team, and I've always liked his game. So hoping this year, if he isn't a starter, he's definitely just a first-time All-Star, and he's staying healthy, so which is good. So I hope he gets to finally become an All-Star. Wembanyama, I mean, Spurs' second best record. I guess that would be in the league, and not just with a tie with Detroit at the moment. Or like a little behind because they have one less game. But I mean, just from where they were last year, him coming back, even overcome some early injuries, shooting less threes, balling out against the Thunder. I mean, pretty much showing Chet Holmgren that you're not on my level, and Chet Holmgren got to step up. If OKC wants to win against the Spurs, he's gonna have to step up. J-Dub is a good player too, but I think it's all about Holmgren. But Wembanyama, ability to block shots, alter shots in the paint, just do crazy things that the basketball world's never seen. Guy being that tall, being able to dribble like that and shoot. You just hope he stays healthy, but definitely an all-star starter. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the start they got off to, leading that team. They didn't have Jalen Williams for a while, J-Dub for a while, and got them out to a great start, looking like just guys looking hungry, like they hadn't won a championship, and they had lost in the finals, and they were just coming back on a tear. And had him give him the starting nod. And then I spoke about Durant. May end up being a starter, helping out Houston, but I just couldn't give it to him. Couldn't get my vote, and I'm sure Booker's gonna get some votes for Phoenix. Curry's probably gonna be the one of the starting point guards for the Warriors. Couldn't get my vote, too low on the standings. I mean, I know he's older, and so but yeah, so put in some votes. First time in a while. And now let's talk about get back on the Jokic thing. Got injured. Media, a lot of guys, podcasters, topic came up about the 65 game rule and the fact that the time that Jokic will miss, he won't be first team or maybe not even MVP. I mean, Giannis in the same boat. Wembanyama. I think Luka's still clear, but pretty much you can't miss. You can only miss 17 games. So, I've heard what people saying, "Hey, this wasn't meant to be mean by the NBA, but you guys made this bed so lay in it with the load management, with trying to prevent injuries, but people are still getting hurt." I mean, so you just have to deal with the consequences that. And Jokic wasn't even one of those guys. He just unfortunately got hurt. Neither is Wembanyama, neither is Giannis, but too many guys were resting. They're resting game 2 of the season. They still started out doing it. I mean, like, come on. I mean, really? I mean, people are paying for games. People were paying for games not knowing if the guy who we want to see, we came to see, he isn't playing. I mean, stars sitting out pretty much healthy. If it would have been the playoffs, they would have played, but I mean, so they had to do something. I mean, to incentivize these guys who are already getting big money to play in national TV games, playing the big matchups. Just do their job. I mean, be a full-time employee. So, I mean, some people upset saying certain guys are going to be first team. I mean, this guy who really isn't deserving, but hey, health is wealth. He stay healthy. The best ability is availability. They stay healthy. They're going to get first team and first, second, and third all-team NBA. And unfortunately it's tied to their contracts. That's the way they set it up. Maybe they shouldn't set it that way. Maybe this rule would change that. But I understand that sometimes you have to make special exemptions for rules. I mean, rules can be broken or changed, but that's where we are right now. Now, if this keeps happening, maybe you have an exception and you look at the guys closest to it because, Jokic played 64 games and somebody else is going to be named MVP when he's having this great season. But hey, man, they made this bed. They have to lay in it. I mean, I've been watching a lot of NBA. In my life, I mean, since the 90s, I mean, I don't have pity. I mean, when you have guys resting and not resting too much and not playing basketball, I have no pity. So just gonna have to deal with it. And if you're a podcast or a member of the media that's upset about it, so be it. I mean, but the main thing is, and these guys will probably tell you, yeah, they want these accolades, but I want to be healthy for the playoffs to have a chance to win the championship, because that's why we're out here doing this. I mean, yeah, the money's part of it and these other accolades, but the main goal is to win an NBA championship, or to go as far as I can in the playoffs and build off of that. And so, I mean, it is what it is. So we'll just have to see how things play out before the All-Star break and some of these trades take place, and unfortunately find out who else has a calf strain or growing injury or some other injury. But I want to move on to the college game quickly. As you guys know, big Carolina fan. That's the Tar Heels. Only one loss at the moment. Cam Wilson, man, tries to dunk everything. uh, just good to see hit on a program, hit on a top prospect, one of the best players in the nation. He's proven it. Transfers they got coming in. Henry Visar from Arizona, shooting the three well, 7-footer, one of the best 3-point shooters on the team. Dunks when he has to. Just a very versatile, skill type big man. And the right compliment to Wilson, because Wilson, he's not a 3-point shooter, but nice back to the basket game, which is nice to see. Works in the post, some good moves. Just refreshing to see somebody like that and just not so much worried about facing up and dribbling a bunch. As a matter of fact, right now, a couple of these top guys in college have that back to the basket game, post game. Nice to see that come back and come back to an extent. In this screen and roll heavy type of basketball you see at the moment. Visar, when I first seen him, it just made me think of Walker Kessler, but maybe not the defender Kessler was, but definitely a better shooter, and just seems like a better fit. Even though Kessler played under, at the time, Roy Williams and Hubert Davis was an assistant, but Visar's no Kessler. He's a lot more skilled in shooting. I've seen Kessler play at Woodward here in the Atlanta area, so seemed like his shot kind of tailed off in college. But he didn't shoot a lot of threes at Woodward either, but you saw he had the potential to. But and my namesake, for some of the new guys, Derek Dixon, best 3-point shooter on the team. They got Luka Bogovic, foreign guy, came in, I think, Serbian Montenegro, same place as Luka Doncic, but picked up him from overseas. So another transfer. Let me get back to their roster. Jonathan Powell, Seth Trimbles, the lone senior. Kyan Evans, starting point guard. He transferred in, so guys are meshing well. Only one loss, which was to Michigan State. Saw a good bit of that game. Michigan State just 55, just athletic, man, and they were making shots. Neutral site game, but they got us. But at least we got Kansas. I don't know if y'all remember last year I was podcast where I just said I'm tired of losing to Kansas, and that was like the first win against Kansas since like 2002. It's not like they meet every year, but last year we played at Fall Gala, and this year they came to the Dean Dome and pretty much handled them. Wilson had quite a game, so guys looking good to see. Also in the conference, Duke's looking good with Cam Boozer leading the nation in scoring. AJ DeBonsa, BYU's right behind him. We got Michigan as the number 1 team, Arizona number 2 with Koa Pete. Made his college debut, came out strong. So I like his game. So we'll see how it continues to go until Duke and Carolina meet. a little over a month from now. It's going to be exciting stuff. First one at the Dome, if I'm not mistaken. See how these guys match up. We can prevent a sweep this year. Cooper Flag and Con Knipple, Malawat's just too much for our team last year with the shooting issues and lack of size. But the coaching staff has definitely addressed that this season and got some guys in there shooting better since what's his name? Drawing a blank. Top guy went to St. John's, still coming off the bench. And recently cut his hair, so yeah, it's kind of a new look. But it's kind of like, did you leave to start, or I mean, did you kind of understand it, even though you're going back closer to home, that you wouldn't be starting since St. John's had a pretty good run last year, but seeing similar numbers as far as the, I don't know why I can't think of dude's name. What's his name? How'd that slip me? Transferred out. Ian Jackson, doing similar things. He transferred out. Kind of hate to see him go, but team is constructed better. And they're having success. Also, didn't want to see Elliot Cadeau leave, but shooting was an issue. Sometimes turnovers, but a good solid college point guard. But Michigan's undefeated. He's helping them, and I saw he's shooting much better at this moment right now, about 13, 14 games in the season. So, I mean, hey, it's working out for him at Michigan. So, good luck to him. I mean, if you don't want to be in the Carolina Blue, I mean, hey, can't really be too mad. Transfer portal, NIL is what it is. So guys just gonna move on. And it's not like sometimes when you get to the league, I mean, I really root for you because you're a Carolina guy. I mean, and I don't root against you because sometimes because you're a Duke guy. I mean, just if I like your game, I like your game. And I like Grant Hill's game. I like Cooper Flag's game. I like Zion's game. Kyrie is nice, like his game. So Tatum. So just when you're in the Duke Blue, I got no love for you. When you're in the Carolina Blue, I'm rooting for you. So I'm also hoping to go see those guys. See if Caleb Wilson can get a couple of dunks at McCamish end of this month. Those guys be returning to Atlanta. They beat Ohio State in a close one at State Farm, and they're coming back to play Tech in the conference game. Tech just played Duke tough, so guys gotta be ready to play on the 31st. Looking to be in attendance for that one. Haven't seen a Carolina game in person in a while, and I'm trying to make more of an effort to. As many times as they come down to Atlanta, might as well pay the cost and see them live, especially if they're playing ball well. And the other big story with college basketball is the guy James Nagy. If you guys haven't heard, he was drafted a few years ago, and he played summer league. His draft rights were traded as part of the Karl Anthony Towns, Julius Randle deal between the Knicks and the Wolves. And so, but he never played an official NBA game during the season. I'm not even sure if he was in the G League, but I know he played summer league. So he went overseas and been playing as a professional over there, but through some loophole, and people just saying the NCAA just doesn't want to get sued. They're just kind of letting people transfer if they want to transfer. not worrying about NIL. Y'all want to get paid. That's between you and the university. Get your money. We done kept you from getting it for years. And the NCAA's had all kinds of ridiculous penalties, from if you sign something and get money off your name, image, and likeness, or you sign some jerseys or something you got from a bowl game and you sold it, they would suspend you. So guys are cashing in, not even cashing in high school, which I think is kind of a dangerous thing especially when you get people who don't know how to handle money, a lot of money at once. And that desire in that young player, they may lose it because they're not having anything to strive for or be really focused on, because they might be getting so much so early. I know some guys will overcome that because they just have that mentality. I want to make that ambition. I want to go as far as I can go. But so this guy Najee, I mean, he's able to play for Baylor, and I see it's another player who's trying to with the same path, trying to play as well. And Carolina even has a guy, and it's a handful of guys in the league, especially these foreign guys. The guy I just mentioned, Luka Bogovac, messed that name up. I had his name, and I'm not able to go back to it and look at it quick enough now. I'm not gonna take the time, but he plays professional overseas, but the way it's set up, he didn't play professionally in the United States, didn't play in the NBA, so college eligibility is still there. So this guy Najee has the eligibility to play in college. So I mean, something's got to be done, because you can't come back. You got to have a cutoff at some point. These guys are getting too old for college basketball, even though the playing field is kind of level with the pay. So they're not amateurs anymore, but they're not professionals. But I don't know what you want to call them, but gotta have some name. But this guy found the loophole, and like Alonzo said in training day, I mean, if you look up the training day peanut butter story, when the guy somehow one of the wise men Alonzo came to speak to, talking about how a guy fooled a judge with some Jiffy peanut butter, dug in his pants and ate it, and she thought he was mentally insane and transferred the guy. And after the story, Alonzo said, give him his credit. He worked the system. He deserves his freedom. Najee, these guys found the loophole. NCAA doesn't want to sue, so they earned it. So he didn't play professionally in the NBA in a real 82 a game on the NBA schedule. So he still has eligibility. And I mean, guys are just trying to get it however they can get it now. So more power to them. Something's going to be done. Something's going to change. I hope to see that. But for now, I mean, John Calipari can be upset. Other coaches, I mean, it's crazy how old these guys are, and getting this extra time, and the COVID year is still in effect. But Alonzo Harris just summed it up best. He worked for it. He found the loophole. He deserves to play. He earned it. So we'll see what else comes to that. And I want to speak a little bit on football. I know I don't do it much. I'm not a X's and O's guy. I don't see the game like some, but just had some exciting college football playoff games today. Definitely excited. One just ended. Ole Miss came back to beat Georgia. Quarterback Shambliss showed out. Offenses really showed out. When I started this show, I mean, I think Georgia was up like 12-21. And then they made it 24-19. And I look back, Ole Miss up 34-31. Obviously, Georgia tied it, but Ole Miss had enough time left. Kicker kicked the long field goal, and they spoiled the Rebels spoiled the um, matchup of Georgia against their old quarterback Carson Beck at Miami. I mean, the U handled the defending champs Ohio State, and so it's Ole Miss and Miami in one side of the semifinal, and then the other side is Oregon and Indiana. And I mean, a lot of people probably thought with Lane Kiffin taking the LSU job and leaving Ole Miss, they kind of messed up their season, but those guys just proved, I mean, we were more than just Lane Kiffin. I mean, and they were 12-1, so it's really, I mean, I guess depending on the odds, it could be an upset, but both teams were 12-1. They didn't play because they don't meet in the SEC regular season, but and didn't meet in the SEC championship game, but pretty much on equal footing, and they showed it. So the Ole Miss just looking to keep it going and put up. I mean, just take that, Lane Kiffin. I mean, you wanted to take the job. I mean, and I know LSU, they came with the money, and but I mean, he wanted the LSU's just championship program, more history. He definitely will be able to get big time recruits there, and all the players they have in the NFL, big time players, Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, the receiver in Minnesota, I just missed it, Justin Jefferson, and other guys, but they play spoiler, and they're moving on, and then I think Oregon shut down Texas Tech, if I'm not mistaken, and now you have Indiana. I mean, they Alabama to 3 points. I mean, woodshed time. I mean, throwing the towel. I mean, it was a throw in the towel moment, like the trainer from Rocky said when Apollo Creed was getting destroyed by Ivan Dragoff. I mean, he told Rocky to throw the towel. And people are, I mean, many thought Indiana couldn't play with the SEC, or I mean, Alabama was going to show them that SEC football is different, but not this year. I mean, not with the NIL, the transfer portal, even out that playing field or something. I mean, Alabama still had really good players, but they just wasn't that day. I mean, Indiana's undefeated for a reason. They beat the defending champs. I mean, just give them their credit. I mean, they just whipped them 38-3. I mean, Mendoza, the Heisman Trophy winner, I mean, did what he had to do. I mean, Indiana's defense, I mean, obviously giving up 3 points, but on some of those plays, they just had the clamps on, and this is the way it goes sometimes. And yeah, people are they want to blame Kalen DeBoer, criticize him, that he's not the guy for the job. I mean, they had a good season. Had a good season last year. I mean, and maybe he's not, but when you come on the heels of Nick Saban, I mean, everything runs its course. I mean, greatness can only be upheld for so long. I mean, so I mean, people just have to give Indiana credit. They were just clearly better. And hey, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how to play chess, so And they say football is like chess, so it's not checkers. It's chess, not checkers, like Alonzo Harris said. And maybe DeBoer and his staff aren't making the right play calls, or he doesn't have the right attitude. I can't tell you, but what I do know for sure is that Indiana came to play today. They were undefeated all season. They beat the defending champs, and they whipped the team with. They already had 3 losses, so just give them their credit. It just might be their year. I mean, and the SEC isn't what it used to be. And Alabama aren't what they used to. So the Crimson Tide aren't what they used to be. I mean, before the NIL and transfer portal was big, I mean, yes, Saban's a great coach, but I mean, he stacked talent on top of talent. That's how they just reloaded, and nobody could keep up. And yeah, the SEC was at that time. I mean, with LSU and Auburn at some points. I mean, and then Georgia, they just were that dominant. But the game has changed now. The game ain't changed. It's just more fierce, like Slim Charles said in The Wire. But the game has changed, and it's a new day. I mean, every once in a while, somebody else has to win. And speaking about somebody else maybe having to win this year at the pro level, I mean, when you look at the top, the NFL, I mean, new blood. I mean, the Broncos with Drake May. I mean, the Broncos with Bo Nix. New England with Drake May. I mean, maybe named MVP. They're both 13-3. Jacksonville with Trevor Lawrence, one of the hottest teams in the league. Them and the Texans, I mean, 12-4. The Texans 11-5. I mean, Seattle resurged back. So they got a new coach, 13-3. The Bears with Caleb Williams. I mean, and Philly's overcoming all that drama, 11-5. San Fran, maybe not the toughest schedule, but they beat who they had to beat, 12-4. So, I mean, it's really a toss-up as far as the NFL. I mean, the NFL, KC going for 3 straight last year. Mahomes got hurt, but they didn't play well. They couldn't win any close games this year. After a year of winning so many close games and eliminated for the first time in, it's like 10 years. I mean, so definitely going to be some retooling needed there. I mean, you got Buffalo. I think they really need to capitalize. I know football isn't like basketball. You always don't have to take your lumps because of the way it's structured and the parity, and you having to cut players and teams getting a good pick with the worst record and just maybe a player or 2 away, a scheme or coach or 2 away, and just like the Bears. But Josh Allen and Buffalo, I just think they cannot squander this opportunity with Lamar Jackson possibly being eliminated, and the Ravens if they don't win in Pittsburgh on Sunday night. KC out. Buffalo, they need to get back to the Super Bowl for the first time since they lost that last one to the Cowboys in 94, 95. No, because the Cowboys beat Pittsburgh, but yeah. And then the Niners beat, so that was 90, 92, 90, 91, 92, 93, okay. Yeah, since they lost to the Cowboys since the 90s, and got to get back. I mean, Josh Allen reigning MVP, probably won't get it this year, but got to take advantage with the other big dogs possibly down, or even the Ravens if they get in, beat Pittsburgh. Need to go on the run, Eli Manning, New York Giants style. I mean, from the wild card. Don't let these young bucks, this new blood, come in and get to the Super Bowl when KC was always in the AFC Championship game for so many years. And you had Cincinnati sprinkled in there, but they're hurt, they're out. So yeah, they need to capitalize. Then you have another win you're in scenario between Carolina and Tampa Bay in the NFC. Tampa's really been slipping. see if Bryce Young can get those guys in the playoffs. I mean, they were a big surprise in the pretty much terrible NFC South, but somebody has to come out of there. And he had a rough start to his career, but he's Carolina's been surprising this year and played some teams tough. And we'll see if Philly can get back, make it back to back. San Fran and Shanahan can finally get over the hump. But it should be an interesting playoff for the NFL with so much uncertainty. Nobody seemingly definitely destined to try to, well, only one team repeat. I mean, Philly has a chance to repeat, but not looking real dominant and so many new squads. But after this week 17 shakes out, we'll see who's in, and wild card weekend will be before us. And also the continuation of the college football playoff down to 4. We'll see if they expanded. If they expanded, because Notre Dame and Texas and whoever else wasn't happy they didn't get in over Tulane and James Madison. Yeah, they expanded, but it's not going to solve the problem. They just expanded and still was complaining, so they're just going to lessen the complaining. That's how I sum that up. But pretty much as far as football, a lot of critical stuff coming down with the postseason right before us at the beginning of the year, as it always is, and the NBA inching towards All-Star break, and college basketball inching towards March Madness and more conference play. But we'll see how it all shakes out. This has been fun. Glad to be back before you guys with just my thoughts. The 18th volume. As you know, I'm Maurice Dixon. Thank you. Appreciate you for watching the All Basketball Podcast. And you can check it out wherever you get podcasts and also on YouTube. Until next time, peace and be blessed in Jesus' name.